Welcome back to Laser Focused Solutions Media, folks. Chris Godwin here, your host, and I'm excited to talk about service plans. That's right, service plans. What are they? Well, I own a home repair business based out of Middletown, Delaware, and I am constantly going back to customers because they need us to do certain things. And what I've found is based on their conversation and their feedback that it would be nice if we offered to them a plan where we can come out to their home and they know they're getting peace of mind, they're getting preferred scheduling, they're getting discounts off of our standard pricing that we're giving out to the general public. It's kind of like a dentist office or a doctor's office. If you ever called somewhere like that and they say, no, sorry, we're not taking on any new clients right now, right? That's pretty much what I'm trying to establish is what does my client base look like? What is the demand? And do I need to continue to staff to grow, right? And when? So what I've learned is that now that I'm getting very well known organically, also ranked number one in the area for handyman near me, home repair company near me, and others, my phone's ringing a lot more. So now I have to decide, do I go back to that repeat customer and take care of them, or do I balance and take on some new clients? And how do I not stretch myself out too thin to where ultimately I bruise my reputation, the very thing that I respect and value, right? That I'm trying to build. So, service plans are very important. They're important for me as a business owner, and they're important for my clients. That's why I'm offering them. So what I've done is I put together a plan. It's now published on my website. I'm getting ready to start launching, traffic out to my clients. Those that know about it have been engaged since the start of this, right? Since the birth of this plan, we have 3 tiers that we offer. And I have several clients that have literally been engaged with this to where they're like, can you add this? Can you take away that? I think this will be good value. I think that. And really, it kind of niches down to what we've discovered. Who we serve is a variety of people and homes, but there really is 2 or 3 niches of avatars, right? So for us, we're in several 55 plus communities where they just don't have the ability, okay? For whatever reason in their life, one client in particular, he can't lift his shoulder above, his hand above his shoulder to do much. So we find ourselves hanging pictures and changing smoke detector batteries and all the things that he normally would be able to do, he can't, right? We go to other communities where it seems like, they're in that busy world niche, okay? Meaning kids play sports, they're in their own, sports leagues or whatever it looks like, social life or whatever, and they too don't have the time and such. But when these things occur, that's when the nuisance and the lack of sleep and the anxiety and the panic and all those things starts taking place when you hear a smoke detector beeping in the house and all those things, right? So we put together these plans, 3 tiers, and we're offering them to their clients, right? So I'm going to share my screen. There's value in showing you what the plan looks like. And then, we'll kind of take it and kind of walk through it. So with that, bear with me. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So we are going to share service plans. This is my website. Okay. House Call Pro is the maker of my website. They host it, they take care of it, they maintain it and everything. So what I've done is I reach out to them and I ask them to make some tweaks and some changes. It takes a few days to get back, and then we're set to go. So in this case, we went ahead and launched tailored home maintenance plans for every need. Okay. So when I scroll down here, there's 3 plans. So the basic, essential, and elite, right? And it's very strange how all 3 of these tiers, let's call them, they all have a niche, okay? And I found that not one of them is more popular than the other at the moment. We have currently 5 customers that are signed on to these plans, and it seems like there's a toss between which one they would go with, right? And it really depends on their demand and their needs and such, and really just where they are in their life. So all in all, for the basic coverage that ensures homes important items are inspected, providing a peace of mind and savings, right? So the next tier up, you get the same basic plans plus some extra features. And then of course the elite, you get the same as the essentials and basic with even more, right? More meaning, let's just go through that. So diagnostic and fees are waived per visit, right? So all three tiers, that's a perk that is given. From a basic perspective, we come out once a year and we go through a 20-point checklist in your home. Selected 20 items inside there. So it's not all 20. It's from the 20 item list. We're doing a selected few things in there to show the health of your home. In the next plan, we do 2 visits a year and we do X amount more of the checklist. And then from the third tier, we do all the items twice a year. When you move down to discounts, the basic plan doesn't offer and afford any discounts. The essential plan offers 5% and the elite plan offers 10. And then of course, what I think customers enjoy the most is knowing that their number one priority is scheduling. So when you call into Laser Focus Solutions, we have a team of caller answers that take our calls, right? And I know I messed that up in how, call takers is what I meant to say. And then it gets logged and it gets treated, right, from a priority perspective. So if you're in the service plans, you come in as a priority 1, meaning that when we go to schedule out work, we're going to go ahead and bump you to the front of the list. Okay. I'm familiar with this in my corporate world. My previous corporate days, we had something very similar. And again, the residential customers that I serve, have really, really enjoyed this conversation, actually more so than even the discounts. So what does those plans look like, right? What is that checklist? So I went on and I used ChatGPT, I used Google, I used my clients and their feedback of what's the most important things that would give you peace of mind in your home, right? And it was an array of different things, right? From, is my railing safe? Am I going to be okay? Are my smoke detector batteries changed out? I have 3 customers that called me within 1 week and they said, Chris, I can't find the battery. The one that's beeping is driving me crazy. Or my husband, he's ill and he's in bed and he can't sleep, or my dogs won't shut up because this thing's beeping or whatever, right? So I find myself going out and changing that one battery. But again, I go back to my corporate days where it's like, well, wait a minute. I used to be in the life safety industry. I used to go out and do preventative maintenance in commercial facilities all the time because of the fire marshal demand, right? So how do I take that and put that into the residential world? So I said to myself, okay, well, what if I offered a value to the client that while I'm out there, I'll change all your batteries in your home at the same exact time every year. That way, you don't have to worry about, do those batteries sit on the shelf? Do they sit in my van? Do they go bad? Were they cheap batteries, manufacturer-wise? Whatever it looks like in your life, in your world, right? We'll also let you know that if it's reached a 10-year point. A lot of clients don't know smoke detectors are only good for 10 years. And they're supposed to be UL listed to be changed, right? So there's value in having us come into your home and service that. And we're going to be adding to this list, not so much this particular list, but we're going to be offering elderly care list, right? It could be grab bars, it could be ramps, it could be whatever, where we do a safety check of your home and we make sure that it's set up and safe in some way, and we give recommendations. Okay, we're going to do maybe a child protection checklist, right? Where, hey, these are things that we've done in other homes. We've even had a few clients that have pets that are like, oh my gosh, can you help us out? One customer in particular, I go to her house all the time and she says, Chris, you're not going to believe what I'm calling you out for now, but my dog keeps getting into my trash can and it's in my cabinet. And this dog is so smart. It's figured out how to get rid of the cheap little strap and it's pulling the cabinet door open and it's getting into the trash. Funnier than that, she says, and then my teenagers step over it. So, that's where she's at. So with the list, we test smoke detectors, we visually inspect fire extinguishers. I've had an array of clients that tell me they didn't even know they had fire extinguishers. They don't even know where they are, right? So there's a lot of laws and safeties around, and the usage of those fire extinguishers and, again, safety protocols and that kind of stuff. But, just knowing that these things are in working order if and when you need them, that's peace of mind, right? Garage doors properly operating. We'll exercise the door. We'll give some suggestions. I had a client that, weirdly enough, just called me on a Sunday and said, hey, Chris, I need your help. I just called the garage door company that you referred to me and they can't get out till tomorrow, but he's telling me over the phone that my springs are busted. So I can't get my garage door open. So I went to that gentleman's home who lives in the 55 plus community and we together opened his door. He pushed the button and I went ahead and used my arms as the assist to help guide the motor up. And then he pulled his car out and then we, reversed that and closed the garage door. So again, preferred customer, that's the service that we're providing to our clients, right? So in this case, the garage door will properly check, for operation. Sub pumps. I have clients that say, I don't even know if these things work. I had one client whose drain was clogged because someone put rocks in it or mulch or something like that. You don't know these things unless you exercise it and you test it. And a lot of homeowners just don't go down and think to test it. We also recommend battery backup for sub pumps, right? So same thing. We'll visually inspect your washing machine hoses. I myself, in my own personal home, have had water lines get oxidized and corrode and get soft. And, that's a challenge, right? And the cost, again, back to my life safety days of being in the sprinkler and fire alarm industry, is if I can do these very things that are on this list and I can check off and give peace of mind that, yep, I visually inspected this and it looks like it's in good health at this present time, right? It's way more valuable to have that conversation than it is to have to call out ServPro or one of these mold remediation water damage companies to come out because you busted a water main, line in your laundry room on your second floor or wherever it's located. And now you find yourself with water damage all throughout your house. Okay. So exterior hose bibs. I get tons of calls out because clients don't bleed them. They don't exercise them. They don't know. Right. And then they don't even know that there is a little vacuum cartridge inside. And I'm not technical when it comes to terms, but there in a lot of the newer styles, there's actually a vacuum filter of sort where when this thing busts, you don't get any water coming out of the hose bib. So we'll test that out as well. Ceiling fan rotations. Several of my 55 plus community clients are asking me, Chris, can you come out in the winter and the fall, or winter and fall and spring or whatever it is, and change the direction of my ceiling fans? Absolutely. We have no problem coming out and taking care of that for you. Visually inspecting caulk, grouts in bathrooms and kitchens, same thing, right? The value of me coming out and looking at that and saying, hey, this is starting to break down. You might want to get us to come in and fix this, or get somebody else to even come in and fix it. But again, the savings it's going to provide and peace of mind it pays for itself, right? Visually inspect plumbing inspections and connections. This one I actually think is pretty cool because I went down a rabbit hole as to what else can I do for this one, because I have so many clients that call me out for their kitchen sinks. One just recently called me and wanted me to replace the bottom of her kitchen sink because the board was rotted out from it dripping and whatever over time. So I actually was thinking to myself, man, how can I also offer monitoring of your home, right? Can I put down little water bugs, they call them, and have them battery operated and wirelessly connected or Bluetooth connected to your phone, which I have done the research. I have a product that I'm going to test out in theory. And can we monitor these things? Because we don't know. How often do you go in your kid's bathroom or that guest bathroom or the half bathroom and go in the vanity underneath? You don't really go unless you really need something, right? And that might not be for weeks or months. And then all of a sudden you acquire a drip and then you rotted out your brand new vanity or whatever. So my thinking with this was not only would I want to visually inspect this kind of stuff, but I also wouldn't mind maybe even monitoring, right? And offering that kind of service as well. Test toilets for proper operation, right? And free of leaks. I'm constantly changing toilet valves, flappers, handles. I just replaced 2 handles this week in 55 plus communities, right? Because their handles were busted and they weren't operational. Visually inspect door weather stripping. What is the cost savings there to have me come out and just put my eyes on your door strippings and make sure the weather strippings are seated properly and such, and give recommendations, right? That could save you immensely on your heating and cooling bills, right? Visually inspect door sweeps, same scenario. While we're checking the weather stripping, might as well go ahead and check the door sweeps as well. We'll test out the GFI outlets. We'll use a plug-in tester. It's GFI, right? And we'll go ahead and just walk around and push them, make sure they're operating properly and make sure they're doing what they need to do. If they're not, then we'll get you in touch with a certified electrician that can come out and take care of those things for you. We'll visually inspect your exterior siding and caulking, up to a certain size square footage of your home from the ground. And, again, this is just provides a level of assurance that, what potentially could happen. My own brother's house, right? He calls me and says, Chris, I got to get a siding guy out here because the backside of my house is taking on water and I got water coming in my window, right? So he doesn't go in there in his backyard very often and look up and look around. So he found out the hard way. You know what I mean? Inspect your fence gates, check for rot, loose posts, and potential hazards. This one actually came from my own personal house. I bought a house that was 20 years old, and I had no idea that my fence posts were rotted. I actually have the post and rail style fencing, and the only thing that was holding it up apparently was the chicken wire, if you want to call it that. I didn't know. But then when someone went over and leaned against it, man, those posts were awful weak. So I thought, well, there's value there, and going behind and checking out if these things are rotted. Because when you're ready to have guests come over, you're ready to put that lawnmower in the backyard or carry something through your gate and it doesn't open, that's a problem, right? Check exposed foundation for major crack stains and other damages. We're going to walk the perimeter of your home. Test your bathroom exhaust fans for proper operation, up to 4. Silly as it may sound, these are, again, just the basic things that we all could do, but do you really do them? Probably not. So when I say test the operation of fans, I had a client that didn't even realize it, but it made a lot of noise. But the actual, the teeth of the plastic fan blade were just gone. And it actually made some weird noises every once in a while, and she didn't know what it was. Well, come to find out, the motor was spinning, but the fan itself wasn't, because there was no teeth to actually spin the fan blade. That's a problem, right? That could create mold and moisture damages inside your bathroom, which then causes way more problems. And just by having peace of mind of us going out there and checking, and I've even had customers request us of recent just to change the grills. They make a lot of newer style grills. If you don't know that, research it. New Tone, other products make a lot of modern, good looking grills that you can change out from the older style. And a lot of those older ones are discolored by now in your bathroom. It makes it look dated. Even if you go to paint and put new light fixtures in, it still doesn't look pretty, just because of a simple, I don't want to call it, but I will, fart fan grill. Okay, I said it. I was an electrician previously, and we called them fart fans. It just was a thing. It actually just came right out, so I couldn't even just change my mind on that one. It was just, we're going to inspect your exterior door hardware, fix some squeaky handles and loose locks, okay? How often are you pulling on that door? How often are you pushing on that door? How often are you doing what you do? Every time you go and leave your home and return, you're exercising that door. There's a lot of times I get to customers' homes and I'm being called out to fix something inside the home, and I can't open the front door because it's jammed. The handle's loose or whatever. There's tons of different things. Okay. So with that, that's my list. It could grow, but as you can see here, I got basic, essential, and elite. I did learn that actually one of my clients brought to my attention that I actually am missing a check mark here for inspect the exhaust fans. See, I got it right that time. I didn't call them fart fans. So I'll have to get with my guy that does my drafting and such, make sure he gives me an edited and updated checklist to make sure that we're offering that. So what I'm doing next is I'm reaching back out to House Call Pro, and I'm asking them for a button to get hit here, where if you have interest in these plans and you're on my website, you can then get to the next page, which is going to be, I want you to be able to have the luxury of clicking through this process, right? So there's no reason why you should have to place a phone call. If you've already done your research on my website and you already know the services that we provide and you know about us and you want to sign on to this product, then I want to make it easy for you to do so. So I'm going to ask House Call Pro to give us, a button. I did notice down here there is these chat lives and such and book onlines, but I wanted to make it that much easier somehow than just clicking book online. It needs to be more or less in my opinion, a direct button. So I'm going to end on that. Like I said, this is my website. We'll kind of go through other things as well. At some point, we'll do a company cam review and how that's doing a huge solid for my website. We've also added a We're Hiring. We've added for financing, the reviews, see our work, and such. So it all starts with this right here, which is my trade. So much to colors and themes. The blue, that color. I'm born and raised in Delaware. I currently live in Middletown, where I serve most of my clients. We do site here. Again, I'm not going to get too much into details, but everything does get loaded up. It's a little slow on the Zoom link here, areas we serve. And then this is the company CAN, which again, I'll get into more details about in another video. But what I love about this is that as soon as I do jobs, I can then sync them and it's called showcasing, and I can showcase them right on my website live. So you can actually go to all my jobs if you wanted to and see what jobs we're working on, right? From this is a wainscoting wall we did. This is the doggy door I was telling you about, where the dog had gotten through this little kitchen cabinet. So I put in this little secret, magnetic thing. I had done some research and found out a security lock install, right? This was a garage where a client wanted us to paint the interior. So what the value there is, you can see where we are. I don't like the fact that it doesn't show the date of the job, but it does show the date that I uploaded it. So there was a day when I batched loaded these things in, but I'll end on that. I won't keep going on that. We are BBB A+ accredited, and there's value there as well. A lot of the community members, and that's my business card, right? So again, it all kind of stems back to the trailer wrap started it, and then all my branding and advertising, is consistent. So thank you for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. Very much appreciate all of you for watching the content, giving your feedback. We actually have increased 10 subscribers in the past few days. So, again, liking these videos, hitting the subscribe button, it's clear it's helping the Google algorithm, and let's keep it going. So I'll keep my videos coming every day. We're on this 90-day challenge, giving straight content, and I'm dropping you today service plans. Thanks a lot. I'm going to go ahead and end this video.